So everyone, my name is Gavin Stevenson. I'm a careers advisor here at Northwest Regional College, and welcome all to the latest edition of Global Enterprise Week 2020. And with me today, I have the owner of Atelier Hair. His name is Ronan Stewart, and he has created the business, and he's going to talk to us today about his journey, the origins of his business, his success, future plans, and any advice he would give to our up-and-coming entrepreneurs out there today. So, Ronan, thanks very much for joining us.
No, thanks for having me, Gavin.
I really appreciate your support. So, can you give me a wee bit of background, Ronan, on how you created your business at Atelier Hair?
No problem. Yeah, I've been hairdressing 20 years. I was a barber originally years ago and got into hairdressing then, traveled a bit, and then opened a salon 10 years ago called RoCo. We opened the first eco-organic salon in the UK. And then what I noticed in the last 2 years was like there was definitely a need for a high-end luxury hair salon in Derry. Derry people really look after themselves, they look after their hair, their skin, their makeup. They're really into it, compared to any other city in the UK or Ireland. So I felt they needed nearly treat it and give them an experience for that, So what I did was I seen Ebrington's going to be a real up-and-coming area in Derry. So I kind of focused on trying to get into Ebrington, and we were able to get into this lovely building. And in the meantime, I had to set up Atelier while the work was going on, because I really wanted to use this building. This is an old building from the military. It was an old military school in Edmonton, and so it needed a lot of work. So I set up a temporary salon in the Glassworks in Great James's Street for 9 months, and then COVID hit as well. So during COVID, I was able to work on this building, and we got open then in July. And it's been just a rip-roaring success since. We have 20 staff, all hairdressers, makeup artists, barbers. We have a lot of apprentices. We took on 3 more apprentices this year. And it's been going really, really well. And we're obviously locked down again now, hopefully opening tomorrow, but we'll see. It's been really good. And it's Derry people have embraced it, and that's what we want. So we're booked out now to Christmas, and we see a whole new clientele coming on. So it's all good.
Brilliant. And tell me a wee bit about your educational journey, Ronan. Do you believe your education's helped you get to the success where you are today?
To a certain extent. I was at St. Joseph's School up in Craigan, and it was brilliant. I enjoyed my time there. I just probably stayed on too long. I stayed on after my GCSEs and did my A-levels when I kind of knew I wanted to do hairdressing, but I didn't. I stayed on and did it. So the thing about that was it was great for meeting friends, and it was brilliant, but I shouldn't have. I should have just left when I knew I wanted to do hairdressing. So I was stalled for 2 years probably, but long term it doesn't matter. It's wild hard at that age to make a decision of what you want to do. So I went into barbering then when I was 18 when I left school after my A-levels, which I flunked quite dramatically. But that was okay, because it wasn't what I really wanted to do. And then got into barbering, and after a year and a half, 2 years doing that, I realised I really wanted to get into hairdressing. So I went straight into a salon and worked my way up through there. And my barbering career, I did go to the college, the tech first, where the hairdressing, I went straight into a salon and worked my way through. In fairness, I did go back a few years later and got my teaching, and so I did my level 3, level 4, and my teaching on the tech then. So education didn't help as much, but to be honest, I did go back then and get my qualifications after a few years, just so that I was ready then to teach and qualified. So
excellent, brilliant. And you mentioned obviously COVID there. How have you coped with that challenge, Ronan?
It's been really tough. It's kind of hard because we are sector, we're close contact. It was a bit of a devastating blow at the time, because I was in the middle of this project doing this, and we were investing a lot of money in it. And I had to make the call then whether to stop and pause this, because we didn't know how long COVID was going to go on for. So in March, we had started to work in here in January, and COVID hit in March. We were only halfway through the work. So you had builders to pay, you had all this finances, you had all this money to go out, and I was like, what do you do? Do you keep going? And then, but what I had to do was think, right, we need need to think after COVID. You need to think, this people are struggling with their hair done. They're struggling to want to come to really nice premises. So I just went full steam ahead. So it was tough making that call in March. What to do, because you were pretty much putting yourself on deep debt if it didn't work and COVID lasted longer. So that was tough. Getting open again in July was great. We put all the necessary precautions in place. We extended our appointment times. We got all the PPE, everything in place, and clients felt really safe. So it was a bit devastating 4 weeks ago when we had to close down again. But I'm quite a positive person anyway, so I'm just looking forward. I'm looking to the end of COVID and planning as I say to all business owners, the minute, just that survival, just survive through this time and hopefully come out the other end with a nice successful business.
Brilliant, Ronan. And obviously when we get hopefully to the end, and you mentioned there about the future, have you any future plans for Atelier here?
Well, Atelier was always a plan. We had loads of exciting plans for it. Atelier, the name itself originates from a French word. It means artist workshop. So I'm very much about taking apprentices on and training them up to be highly skilled hairdressers and doing that in the salon. So that was the long-term plan. Plus, what the plan is they set up a education hub in here. So we'll be teaching all our hairdressers how to do certain things, because we have a really exciting, brilliant, vibrant team of barbers, makeup artists, hairdressers, and we're very highly skilled. We would be at the top of our game next, so we want to share those skills. And the long-term dream plan is for Atelier too, is they hopefully open an education centre for it, in the next few years, and based in the city, possibly not Everington, but and also we work with a lot of local businesses and help promote and set up. I do quite a bit of mentoring. So the plan is to do some fashion shows. We work with a lot of different photographers, videographers, doing some exciting creative projects. So this space was designed for that as well. So we're planning to do photo shoots and fashion shows and have events at night, like gigs. And so it's kind of making that creative hub, and hopefully having Atelier help those businesses along as well, and those people, give them a startup. So that's the long-term plans. We also launched our magazine this year, which was very much about supporting local businesses and showing the creative scene that's in the city. Yeah. So the magazine was launched in, I think it was April. We were planning to have another issue out now at the minute, but we've stalled that because of COVID, because there's nowhere for the magazines to go. What we did was we made it a complimentary magazine. So we were putting it on the bars and restaurants, cafes, and it was really more focused on young people to show them what you can achieve in Derry. So it was a lot of two of the interviews one was with a guy, Money Lad, who's a client of mine. He lives in LA. He's a YouTuber. He's 6 million subscribers. Another girl was a girl, Lorna McGee, who's worked for Vogue for years, and now she's a stylist to all the stars in London. So it's kind of showing young Derry people what you can achieve and what Derry people have achieved. And so that's the magazine. That's what the crux of that is. So, and it's a complimentary magazine. So hopefully we'll get the next issue out early next year.
Excellent. Well, it sounds really exciting, Ronan. Because you're right. Keeping our talent, here in the city, and we've got a lot of creative talent in so many different sectors, including obviously in hair and beauty, and within the college here as well. We've a lot of departments that work very closely together to put on shows and put on various events, and it'd be great to hook up with you in the future as well.
Of course. I would love to work with the college on that, and I have done before. The college is an exciting place, and I've worked with some of the departments and the hairdressing, of course. I did my barbering in there, and same with the music department's amazing. Some of the people in there just are top of their game, and the students are lucky to have them.
No, as I say, entrepreneurship is one of our key focuses, within our Careers Academy, and obviously this is what we're here to do today, is to promote that to our younger students, and anybody listening today. But finally, Ronan, before I let you go, I know you're very busy, obviously. Is there any advice you give out there to our students listening today, and anybody who's thinking of opening up their own business in the future?
Aye, definitely. The main thing I would say to them is make sure it's something you enjoy doing, you're passionate about it. Don't go in to make money. Don't be that to be your main focus. Making money is hopefully an after. You'll make money out of it after, but it has to be a passion, because otherwise you'll not be happy in it and you'll not give it 100%. So definitely do something that you want to do and are passionate about. try and have a bit of originality. Don't try and copy somebody else's in a sense, you know. And another thing is a lot of times when I'm talking to students and I find that they want to get out of there as quick as possible. You know, it's like, oh, there is crap. It's not like that, you know. Do go and travel, go to places, but bring your skills back, you know, because you will realize there's no utopia out there. You know, there is a really cool city, and I loved myself away for a year. I love New Zealand, and I came back, like, you know, and it's a great city, and you'll not get a city like it for creative talent and entrepreneurship now. And I think with young people now, definitely social media, there is a less of a fear of failure that we would have had. I really, it took me years. I was 30 before I opened my first business. So it was that fear of failure probably that stopped me. So I think now that's gone. I think the more that happens, the more young people open businesses, the more creative businesses that come in there. Sorry about that. The more creative businesses in there will thrive, and we'll all come through it together, you know.
Oh, that's great, Ronan. That's really, really sound advice. Thank you very much. No, really, just to thank you on behalf of Northwest Regional College for joining us today for Global Enterprise. Really appreciate your time.
Not at all. Thanks so much, Gavin.
That's great. And for everybody listening at home, thank you for listening to our latest installment. We'll see you throughout the rest of the week for our Global Enterprise Week. We'll see you soon. And Ronan, thanks very much.
Thanks, Gavin.
All the best with hair. Take care.
Cheers. Thanks.